It didn't happen all at once. That was the thing about it. If it had happened all at once, if someone had said something, if there had been a fight, if there had been a moment, he could point to Stick would have known what to do with it. He would have had something to work with, but it didn't happen all at once. It happened in the spaces between things. The group went to lunch without him on a Tuesday, but they'd done that before. Sometimes. The movie night happened on a Saturday. He found out Monday, which was fine. He probably couldn't have gone anyway. The study session in the library, he saw the photos after. They looked like they'd had a good time. None of these were the thing. Any one of them, alone, was nothing. But the invitations had stopped, quietly, without announcement, without explanation, without anyone saying anything to him at all, which was somehow the part that made it hardest to name. Because if nobody said anything, maybe nothing happened. And if nothing happened, maybe he was imagining it. And if he was imagining it, then the problem was him. And if the problem was him, then... Stick stopped that sentence there. He'd learned to stop it there. Spoony found him looking at his phone. Not at any particular message, just at the phone. The absence of messages? What happened? Nothing. You're looking at your phone like something happened. I'm just looking at my phone. Spoony looked at the phone, looked at Stick. Looked at the phone again. Who stopped texting you? Stick, put the phone down. Nobody stopped. It's just quiet. Spoony's eye went wide. The clipboard appeared. We need to find out why. There's nothing to find out. There's always something to find out. We traced the last invitation. We identify when the pattern changed. We cross-reference with any social events in the last 3 weeks and isolate the variables. Spoony. The clipboard stayed up. Spike arrived. Tyne's already down. He had heard the last part. You can't cross-reference a silence, Spike said. Spoony looked at Spike. You can cross-reference anything. A silence doesn't have data. Everything has data. Spike looked at the clipboard, looked at Spoony. His tines went slightly lower. The data is that there's nothing there. That's the data. Mugsy arrived. He did not look at the clipboard. He looked at Stick. He sat down at the corner table without being asked. His arms were crossed. His expression was the expression of someone who had been here before. Not recently, but before. He didn't say anything. He just sat. By the end of the day, Stick had reviewed every conversation from the last 3 weeks, every message he'd sent, every joke that might have landed wrong, every moment where something could have shifted. He had a list. The list was inconclusive. The list was always inconclusive because the silence didn't explain itself. Spoony had a theory. The theory involved a specific Tuesday and a specific comment and a possible misunderstanding. Spoony was fairly certain about the Tuesday. Spike pointed out that Spoony was always fairly certain and was often fairly wrong. Mugsy put his hand flat on the clipboard. The clipboard stayed down. Lumi found Stick at the far end of the hallway, the 3 o'clock one. She sat beside him without asking. It stopped, Stick said. Not a question, not an explanation, just the thing. Lumi looked at him. The glow in her chest was steady. The invitations? I don't know when. I don't know why. I just noticed. Lumi was quiet for a moment. Can I tell you something? Stick looked at her. There's something called ostracism. It's exclusion, social exclusion. And the research shows that it activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. The brain doesn't distinguish between being left out and being hurt. They register the same way, Stick thought, about that. The lunch on Tuesday, the movie, the library photos, but the specific thing about silent ostracism, exclusion without explanation, is what it does to the story the brain tells. When there's no reason given, the brain writes one. And it almost always writes the worst version. It wasn't something you did, it was something you are. It was always going to happen. You were never really included. All of those are the brain filling in a silence with the most painful thing available. Stick was quiet. The silence isn't an answer, but the brain treats it like one. And the brain almost always picks the worst answer available. Stick looked at his phone, the screen that didn't light up. So, what do I do? You notice when you're letting the silence answer for you, and then when you're ready, you ask, not to fix it, not to demand an explanation, just to replace the silence with something real, even a small thing, even an uncomfortable thing. Anything is better than what the brain invents. Stick thought about that, about what asking would feel like. About the specific kind of courage that wasn't dramatic. Just sending a message. Just one, just to see. From down the hallway, Spoony walking this time, not running. Clipboard, underarm. The investigation concluded. Not solved. Concluded. I don't know what happened, Spoony said, quietly, which was not how Spoony usually said things. Mugsy from the corner table? None of us do. Spike, beside Mugsy? Tines? Not at their lowest. Just gently down. But we're here. Stick looked at the three of them, at the corner table, at the 3 o'clock light. He picked up his phone, typed something short, something that wasn't a demand, and wasn't an apology, and wasn't a performance. Just a message. Just something. Real. He sent it. The screen went dark again. The hallway was quiet. But he'd sent it. Did they reply?